Good evening, Hornet fans, and welcome to another edition of the Fifth Quarter Show. This is the end of Week 5, getting ready to go into the bye week, but we got a lot of stuff going on.
I'm Jacob, and I'm alongside this gorgeous man is Jaynes. And tonight we got a packed lineup. We got some big wins, some tough battles, and of course spotlight players and coaches. So, sorry, go ahead.
Hey, let's get started. We got a newcomer to the show tonight. We're going to welcome our tennis coach here, and we're going to talk to her about what's going on in the world of tennis, especially after last night, right?
Yes. Thank you guys for having me.
All right, we got a couple of questions we want to ask you, but before we do, is there anything that you'd just like to throw out there about the tennis team and what's going on?
Well, I'm super excited to be here in Gatesville and on the show. But we've got a great team. Everybody's super coachable, really young team. I'll talk about it as we get through this. But yeah, no, everybody's great. It's been a great season, and it's very exciting.
Well, you've got a lot of players that have done some standout things throughout the tournaments that you've been in, and the team has made the playoffs. So with that, Coach Dixon, we're going to ask you, your team has battled hard all season, and now you're heading into the bi-district playoffs. What's been the biggest factor in prepping your team for this moment?
The biggest factor has really been building a culture of unity and cohesion. And really, I think the biggest of the third of that would be our mental routines that we've had to work on. We have a super young team. And those three things, along with focusing on fundamentals with them, have been huge. The mental side of it, with all sports, but with tennis, is huge. And we've brought in some guest speakers, one of which is an ex-Secret Service agent, come to talk to us about kind of protecting the president type pressure versus what we're facing here, which is protecting what you love, and you're doing it because it's something that's important and you want to succeed. So building those routines and those processes that allow us to focus on that and not panic when we get into the moment has been really, really big for us. And we've had a total buy-in to that, which has been great. So, especially for me as the coach, it's always good to have players buy into what you're doing. So.
Well, with postseason pressure ahead, how do you keep your players focused and confident for the tough matchup that they got going up against, was it Peaster?
Yes.
Peaster?
Peaster,
Such
yeah.
a weird
yeah.
How do you go about approaching, preparing for that?
So, kind of going back to that, trying to keep everybody focused it can be hard with so much going on. We have kids that are involved in tons of stuff, band and theater and you name it, other sports. But focusing on that mental preparation and fundamentals, and just at practice every day, knowing what to expect with what's going to be on that side of things. But realistically, having those mental routines and knowing on my end, we have 14 players that are on our varsity team, and 10 of them are underclassmen. So, sophomores, freshmen, and knowing that this may be the first time that they've really faced that type of pressure in their life when we are going into postseason playoffs. And this entire season they've been facing pressure they've never felt on the sports side, and kind of going back to, okay, this isn't protect the president pressure, this is doing something I love pressure, and really focusing on that every single day and trying to keep them focused on why we're doing this. We love what we're doing, that's why we're here, and moving forward, that's what we're going to continue to focus on.
Well, we've got some sorry, what were you going to say?
Oh, no, I was going to say, wow, great answer.
Yeah.
I'm going for Coach Kylie Dixon for press secretary.
Yeah, we're talking about DC. She's got earning a spot up there. Let's recognize some standout Hornet tennis players who battled all season long. Faith McDaniel, first place finish at the Maynard Invitational. Elizabeth Taft, I believe she's also on the golf.
I know, that's why I marked that out.
Okay.
They're great athletes here. Yeah. Come and try out. I mean, I'd love to have you.
No, we appreciate you joining us today. We're grateful that we got the opportunity to talk about tennis a little bit and recognize them. And we wish you guys all the best of luck. Next Tuesday, correct, is when you are playing in
Yes.
Glen Rose?
At Glen Rose, 10 a.m. Yes.
And Peaster. Can we fact check that name? Is that really the name?
That's the name.
Made-up
Peaster.
Okay.
Legit.
And anyway,
They're gonna knock
and
them off the Peaster.
I'm going to throw this out there as a little challenge incentive for the tennis team. If it comes to a Gatesville win, okay, we're going to throw this out there. If it comes to a Gatesville win, then we will televise a doubles match between the doubles team of your choice against Jacob and Adam.
That sounds great to
Well, Adam's
me.
going to have to pull my weight. I'm getting that ball way out of there. By the end of the deal, it's going to be me and Adam fighting like we're Harry and Lloyd from Dumb and Dumber.
And
I think
and
we
I will
should-
be the sub for the Hornet team.
That sounds great. I think we should have that
Now,
as an
in order-
exhibition for sure.
In order for
You
that,
can wear
Nobody
the
wants to see that.
suits
Not
from Dumb
one
and
person,
Dumber
including
too.
myself, wants to
Yes.
see that.
in order for that exhibition to happen, though, you got to tell the team they got to go out and bring us a win.
All right, that's
How about that?
Yeah.
All right, thanks again for joining us, Coach. We're going to cut to a commercial, and we'll be right back after this word from our sponsor.
Thank you guys
Here
very
at
much.
B&K Air Conditioning and Heating, we service all brands of AC and heating systems. We are a Goodman and a Manna A+ dealer. We also install and service mini split systems. We always do our best to offer same-day service even on the weekends. We service Gatesville and all surrounding communities. We offer financing on new systems, change-outs, and major repairs. Just call or text your service request to 254-216-3372 and we'll be happy to help you.
All right, we're back, and thanks to those words from our sponsors. Now it's time to highlight some football standouts from the Burnett game.
And boy, what a game that was for those that got the chance to watch it. It was both entertaining and at times very, very stressful, and I can imagine how Coach Geary felt. So let's recognize some of our impact players, and then we'll be followed by the player of the week. First one goes to number 21, Clark Ullman. He had 9 tackles, 4 solo, 5 assists, 2 pass breakups, 2 catches for 34 yards, and a touchdown. I believe that was a game-winning touchdown at that.
Game winner. Very
Yeah.
good.
Almond? Yeah, come on up.
Come on,
dude.
dude.
Around the other side to take him out.
Yeah, it was like
Sure, there you go.
he used an option there.
Clark, you made your presence felt on both sides of the ball. How do you balance being a threat on offense and still keeping that defensive edge?
I think just when it's offense, locking in on offense, and when it's defense, locking in on defense. But really, either side of the ball, if the ball's in there, I'm going to try and go make a play on it. So.
Well, that's clear because there are times where we were talking on the broadcast, it was me, Adam, and Lee here, where you were covering the corner and you ran the route better than the corner, and I just figured the quarterback just threw you the ball just because you ran the route so daggone well. And I was telling him, like, because you were the closest one.
Did you go back and see that where we were talking about you running the route better than their?
I mean, it was just thinking, I was almost thinking, were you literally in the huddle going, all right, ready to break? And then you went out and just ran the, because I really do believe you ran the route for them, and you were right there. And it just seems like it's not just this game. You're a big part of that shutdown unit. And then you've got to come right on the offensive line, or the offensive side, and have that same enthusiasm and energy. So that's
And then getting to make the go-ahead touchdown there. That was,
Game winner.
exciting.
there you
It was
go.
crazy.
I've
He
done
did-
it in Madden, but I can imagine how it was on the football field.
He said that he was so, because the worst catch to make is when you're wide open. He said that you could feel your heartbeat where?
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Did you hear the sound of your heart
Don't
beating
drop it,
between
don't
your
drop
ears?
it.
I was shaking. I was like, if I drop this ball, I was like, oh my gosh.
But
Well,
he didn't.
I'll tell you one guy that was truly excited about that touchdown catch, and that was your uncle.
He was texting me after the game. He was texted our family group chat and was just going crazy.
Oh, he's a family fan, man. I
No
love
doubt.
it. I love it.
Well, he has had a lot to cheer for this season, and I suspect he's going to have a lot more to cheer for as the season goes on. Good luck, congratulations.
Thank you.
Next one will be number 51, Caden Kaufman. 5 assisted tackles, 1 tackle for a loss.
A sticker. Thank you. Welcome. And then your
They
mic.
do it for the sticker. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters is
Just that
stickers. They love stickers.
And Caden, your tackle for a loss really set the tone. What was going through your mind when you get a chance to break through and you're about to make a tackle for a loss? It was just pure adrenaline.
Yeah, I was just trying to make a play.
Just trying to make a play.
Yes, sir.
So, whenever whenever you see the quarterback sitting there or a running back or whatever, do you ever do you pause, or are you going straight through and putting them through the spin cycle?
I'm trying to hit as hard as I can.
Do you talk trash before?
Do I what?
You ever talk trash before? Like if you just feel it, like right before the play, like as they're lining up, going, yeah, you better get down, let's go.
Yeah, sometimes.
Do you really?
He's creative in his trash talking.
I love creative trash talkers. I really do.
Somebody who's honest about it, not oh gosh, no, you don't do that.
And it can some of the best trash talking can be so subtle too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I remember one from back in the day whenever one of our small defensive ends was lined up in a game, and he was lined up against a massive player, and he's looking at him, and the guy's looking, I got you, little man, and he started laughing. He said, why are you laughing? And he goes, because I'm not the one that's going to hit you, he is. And he pointed to one of our 300-pound players, and it's pretty great. Hey, I really appreciate the effort that you put in and stuff. A lot of people question us about how we choose our impact players or our player of the week. And for us, it's not always about players that put up big numbers, because when you put up big numbers every game, that's what's expected. What we look for is we try to look for those little details about how like you did Friday night. Some of the little detailed things are what made the difference for the Hornets Friday night. So that's why we recognize you as impact player. And I'm sure your dad was excited about it too, wasn't he?
Yes, sir.
One time you can back up the offense behind the sticks and you get them tackled for a loss, that motivates the defense to pin their ears.
I like being on the south side of the line there. Larry, let's go.
All right, next player. Thank you, Caden. Next player, number 13, Dylan Watts. He had 10 tackles, 5 solo, 5 assists, and 1 tackle for a loss.
Good boy.
How's it going, Dylan? How are you?
Good. How are you?
Now, before you ask him your question, I got a question for you. Did you just get assigned the number 13, or did you choose it?
I chose it.
And what was your reason behind choosing number
I
13?
like the number 13.
You like the number
I like the
13?
number.
Friday night 13. You're going to have terror coming through. You're playing defense. You got the perfect intimidating number right there.
No, there's a reason I asked that question, because whenever I played high school sports, number 13 was my number. And I had a lot of people ask me why I chose number 13, because it was an unlucky number. And I looked them in the face and I told them, I said, you're exactly right. It is an unlucky number for the other player.
So I'm using that.
There's a reason why when you go to a hotel, the 13th floor is not represented when you go in the elevator.
True.
So, with that being said, Dylan, you lead the team with 10 tackles. You're showing consistency. What motivates you to keep flying the ball to every snap?
It's just I know if the player breaks 1 tackle, it could be a touchdown. So you just need to get there every time. Just one tackle him. I'm sure you can't break any tackles.
Yeah, well, those solo tackles and open field tackles, sometimes those are the hardest ones to make, because you're all out there on an island, and you could get embarrassed or you can be a hero real fast.
It's true.
Well, I'm going to tell you, from a sports commentator's point of view, you've got the perfect name for our commentary, because when you make plays, we tell them what's going on.
Yeah. You have a nice last name to throw a dozen of puns with.
Anyway, thank you very much for joining us, and we hope to see you back soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, it's that time of the show, the point everybody's been waiting for. We're going to bring out our player of the week, Mr. Graham Barron. Come on out. This guy's all smiles all the time, isn't he, Coach?
He is all the time.
All the time, smiles. So, Graham had a total of move to your left a little bit there, Coach.
Isn't he GB12? Didn't he say
GB12.
That's the right name.
GB12, that's the correct name.
That's his brand right there. I dig it.
Anyway, 3 solo tackles, 2 tackles. Doesn't sound like a lot, but here's the deciding factor for us. Whenever a young man goes out there and recovers 2 fumbles in a game, that's 2 more possessions for the Hornets to have the ball.
1,000%.
And every time we put the ball back in our hands, that's whenever we put the ball in somebody like Clark Allman's hands to make a game-winning touchdown. So those are the little impacts that I'm talking about. Whenever you see them in a game, you're like, okay, this player right here stepped up, and that's why we choose him as player of the week. So, Graham, with that being said, you recovered those 2 fumbles, shifted the momentum. How did your preparation during the week put you in the position to make those kind of big plays?
Well, we do watch a lot of film as a team, and I also do a lot of film watching on my part, so that goes a long way to put me in the right spots and just trusting our secondary as a whole. Like me, Amos, and Dylan,
Yeah.
Clark, and Grady. We're a very good secondary, I believe.
Yeah.
And
They are.
You don't have to say it. Your actions speak louder than y'all's words do. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. So,
Did y'all have a good time out there Friday night?
oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah, it's always a great time whenever you can walk away with a homecoming win.
That's massive.
Because you've got so many alumni there from so many different years, and every one of those guys are looking out there on the field, and that's what those expectations are. Homecoming games bring high expectations for a win, and y'all didn't disappoint. It was an exciting ride, we'll give you that, but you didn't disappoint. You came away with the win, and most of all, we want to tell you congratulations for being Hornet Radio Player of the Week.
All right, thank y'all.
You want to say hi, Mom, Dad, or anything?
Hey, Mom. Hey, Dad. It's GB12 popping smoke.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Now, wait for it.
He's got that swagger, doesn't he? All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back after these words from our sponsors.
Call Witt Building Supplies for all your building needs. We provide metal buildings and metal roofing for commercial, residential, and agriculture projects. We also carry a full line of fencing supplies and hardware products. Call or come see us at Witt Building Supplies, 254-865-2190 or 1411 North Highway 36, Bypass, across from Pruitt's Shell Store in Gatesville. We are locally owned and operated and proudly support our Hornets.
We're back. Let's catch up on everything happening across Hornet Athletics. Cross-country meets, we're at Robinson, Lampasas, and Gatesville Junior High School will be at Belton October 1st. That's today. Golf, Faith McDaniel, Elizabeth Taft played first at Maynard Invitational, as I tried to allude to during the tennis segment. Tennis varsity lost close matches to Brownwood, 10-9, 12-6, and final versus Lampasas 7-2, but clinched a playoff spot in the by-district versus Peaster, which we verified, at Glenrose next Tuesday at 10 a.m. Volleyball, varsity swept La Vega and Conley, but they fell to Lorena. They're 2-1 district, 24-7 overall. They host Robinson Friday, still in a good position to make the playoffs.
Who's going to cover that game?
I believe Hornet Radio.
There you go. I
Me,
like that.
Adam, and possibly Lee. Football varsity beat Burnett 15-9 at homecoming, improving to 5-0, which everyone in the community knows, unless you, like we say, you've been living under a rock. Ninth grade won 47-6. Both varsity games dropped their games last Thursday. Athletics Hall of Fame honored Taurine Henderson, Stanley Sims, Coach Tommy Fidel, plus the 1995-1996 girls basketball and 1984-85 boys basketball teams. Football's 2000 state championship team was recognized at homecoming. It was nice to see all the players like Pedro Quintero, Miguel Mata, Darian Roberts, and all that kind of stuff.
Barron.
Jesse Barron, oh yeah. Historic note, we just had a son up here. Historic note, GHS basketball begins official workouts later this month, so we're excited to bring the basketball coverage. We'll also have that on Hornet Broadcasting, brought to you by Hornet Radio. Later this month. Girls' first game is October 22nd, in case you're wondering. Boys is October 29th, and we'll be bringing you all the action of the home games.
And with that, the upcoming events, October 6th, GHS hosts cross-country district meets for high school and junior high. October 7th is whenever the by-district begins for tennis. That will be at Glenrose, as Jacob just said. October 10th, football district opener. That's a big one right there, La Vega. That will be played in La Vega, so bring your mosquito spray when you come.
And no medal.
And no metal, clear bag policy. So if you can't make it there in person, we're going to have the coverage for you. Volleyball continues its district versus Robinson and Lampasas. And then October 22nd, girls basketball workouts begin. October 29th, boys basketball begins. So we're going to take another quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with Coach Augie in the hot seat.
Mugi Heating and Air is your local, hometown heating and air conditioning professional. Whether it be new construction or service of an existing unit, Tim and his team of professionals can get the job done right the first time. Recognized as a Rheem Pro partner, they have the experience and support to tackle any size job, residential or commercial. Give them a call at 254-223-0604, member of the Better Business Bureau.
All right, we are back after that word from our sponsors, and it's time to talk with Coach Gary. We got our fifth and final preseason win under your belt, 5-0.
Yes, sir.
That's an exciting place to be, as well as, for lack of better words, a dangerous place to be. The team is riding really high right now, but I can imagine for you it's one of those deals, you're really trying to keep the composure, keep the team in check, and keeping the reality of it. Hey, it's only halfway through the season. We're starting what really counts now. So, Coach, with the Hornets wrapped up the non-district play with a perfect 5-0, what does starting undefeated mean to you and the team in preparing for district?
Well, I think it's good for the confidence boost, for sure, 1,000%. It's good for morale. It's great for seeing how the process has played out and has been, up to this point, extremely beneficial for the Hornets. However, the caution, as you just mentioned, is we can't we're not going to get complacent. We haven't secured a playoff spot. We haven't done anything that truly, in regards to advancing to the next round, none of that's happened yet. And really, with our kids are in a good spot with what's the standard. Are we doing what we need to do to get better? And that's been the message the entire year, and that's going to continue being the message for the rest of the year.
Coach, the first 4 games you saw commanding wins. By third quarter, the Hornets were well in contention of winning the game. Burnett gave you a tough test.
Yep.
What did you learn from the team being in that kind of close battle?
It's exactly what we needed to see going into district play. We know that Burnett's always well coached. They have a great scheme. They did not sit in the same coverage the entire night. They kept mixing up looks, and our guys needed to see that. They needed to see, all right, it's not going to be man every time. It's not going to be quarters every time. They need to see a mix of cover 3, cover 2, and then rolling into man late. That needed to happen. We needed to see a team where it's going to be a struggle to run the ball against, because we're going to see some very stout defenses coming up. And what it really showed was the resiliency of our kids. And the biggest thing was, guys, we had our in regards to execution, that was the sloppiest that we've executed holistically, and we still found a way to win. So you say what you want, but there's one thing I learned a while back is there's no such thing as an ugly win. There's things that you learn from it and you grow from that. But I mean, heck, if we catch 3 of those drop passes, that's 21 more points on the board, and it's an entirely different ball game. But it was good to get stressed, because as you mentioned, first 4 games, by the third quarter, we knew we were in a pretty good spot. This is the first game where, all right, things aren't clicking. Like, what's going on? How do we get that fixed? Can we make a play? And then Clark Almond on offense made it. And then defensively, a heck of a game. When you give up 1 touchdown and you force a safety, that's pretty dang good. So it was good to see our kids get stressed, but more importantly, it was good for us to come out with a win. And it was a very hard-fought, well-earned win.
You were talking about all the different formations, but that didn't get you off guard. You brought that up the last 5th quarter show. You said that was one of the things to watch, was the different formations that they're going to throw at you. So it was something that you guys were prepared for, and like Brady Barron said, I believe he said he was watching film, so he kind of knew where to be. So you had your guys prepared and ready for those looks, and I'm wondering if they were thinking, man, in the past these has worked on other teams, but not so much against Gatesville, and that was a kudos to the preparation of y'all's.
Kudos to Coach Hubik. I mean, there were some automatics that we got into, and depending on tendencies that they had, that we felt this is the best thing for our defense, and they did that. And then Graham, he really is. He's a student of the game. I caught that on fairly early, just watching film with him. You gave him 1 or 2 pointers, and then that very next practice, he's implementing what you pointed out. So he's extremely smart.
Well, Coach, as a first-year head coach, how proud are you of the way your team handled the challenges of your preseason schedule?
No, extremely proud of them. Extremely proud of them. And what I told those seniors at the beginning of the year is, like, guys, I'm gonna coach for a lot longer. I'm gonna coach for a lot more years. This is not my last season, but this is your last season, and it means everything to me for us as a coaching staff to do the absolute best that we can for your senior year to be successful. That's what you deserve as seniors that have dedicated 4 years into this program at the high school level, and then that's what this community deserves for everything they do for us and all the support that our amazing town shows for us. So extremely proud of the kids. I'm very proud of our staff, and then really truly humbled by the tremendous support that we have from Gatesville.
Yeah, I like the way you address the ones who are going to be the seniors this year, that are the seniors this year, and you know, it's one of those things that I've always been a fan of saying, you know, what are you going to do to honor the ones that came before you,
1,000%.
and what's going to be your legacy you leave behind for those yet to come, you know?
Yes, sir.
So I always am a fan of a coach that addresses those type of situations to the players that are, for lack of better words, on their way out, you know? It's what are you going to leave behind, you know?
Powerful message, what you just said. If you can do to earn the legacy that was laid out before you, that's an awesome way to put it.
Yeah.
1,000%.
Now with La Vega coming up, how important is it to take on this 5-0 momentum going into that game? We know La Vega's past. We know what they're at the state level. Great litmus test game. They're not just, you know, one of the best teams in district. They're one of the top teams at the state level. So how important is that, carrying that 5-0 momentum going into this game to open district play?
Well, I mean, really, it's not the momentum as much as it is, like, where are we? Like, who are we as a program? You know, we say that we're about family. Well, our family's about to get tested because everyone knows La Vega. I mean, you hear that name across the state. You know Coach Hyde. You know he's very. Their team's going to be prepared. Their team's going to be tough. Their team's going to be able to do things in a passing game that are going to cause problems, and then run game wise, they're going to have someone that can run the dang ball. And then defensively, Coach Hyde does a great job of the same thing, just mixing up looks. You're not going to get the same coverage. You're not going to get the same front. There's a lot that we have to prepare for. So it's not so much what I told those guys, like, you know what, awesome, we're 5-0. But if that's the barometer for success, then let me know and we'll just stop the season right now. That's not success for us. We want to try to be one of the best teams in the state. How do we do that? And if that's the standard, if that's what we're going to say, you know, for each other, then are we holding ourselves accountable to that? So I think it's a great way to see where we are, but we have to understand that we have to respect and understand who La Vega is, and then we have to do the best that we can to be as prepared as possible for a game that I feel is going to be, you know, hopefully a very good game and a fun game for all our fans. But more importantly, it's what these are the games that matter. And I fully believe when you go through hard times, you become a stronger person. And we're about to go through a hard game, and we got to find out what we can do.
Yeah, and you know, talking about the La Vega's history and legacy, you know, La Vega is a team that we have not beaten since 2012, and that was a home game. I tried looking back to see, you know, how long has it been since we've had a win in their house. So we're going to have to go do that next Friday.
We'll do the best that we can.
It's some big stairs to climb there and everything. You know, you can't take anything away from Coach Hyde or their program, like you said. But you know, this team that you're coaching and what you've done with them so far, I'm really excited, really looking forward to that game.
They better be ready for this defense. This defense is no joke either. So they better come in, or they better go into that game respecting the defense. So they're going to have a long night.
Yes,
they're a very athletic team. So anyway, with that being said, we want to go into this last little sponsor bit here before we get to our final question of the night. Velvet Signature, the official fan gear and custom-made merch of Hornet Broadcasting. There is no order complete without the signature, the Velvet Signature. All right, Coach, it is that time.
Let's do it.
We got our last question of the night for you. And here's the question for you. If you had a chance to suit up and play one position in the NFL for just one game, what position would you choose and why?
NFL for one game. And I have the ability needed to play that position because I can't.
That's important.
If it's my ability, I'm gonna get a corner and I'm just gonna go out of bounds. No, if I had the ability to do it, I think Mike Backer. I just Mike Singletary, that crazy-eyed look. That to me is like the quintessential Mike linebacker. But being
You
able
want to be
to
the water boy, huh?
Oh my gosh!
I tell you right now, if I was a football player and if my coach, I swear, said field goal kicker holder, I would have flipped out. I think as a coach, you have to say. Honestly, I was thinking middle linebacker, Mike linebacker. The strong side. I don't think there's any other answer besides that for so your team doesn't give you a hard time. For me, it would have been either punter or field goal kicker.
So if I had the ability, in the way that he played the game, I mean, he's a Baylor legend. But the '85 Bear defense, that's like top 3 of all time, and but he had that crazy look in his eye. You're like, holy mackerel. Yeah, but it'd be.
That's why McMahon wore a visor during practice so that he didn't have to see him lining up every day during practice.
I think you both missed the mark. I would have been the official backup for the placeholder.
I like that. There's one thing, real quick. I'm gonna put you on the spot. Yeah. Who's better, the Gainesville Hornet defense or the Cowboys defense right now? I think I know the answer.
1,000% Gainesville Hornet defense.
Yeah, I was texting Lee and Adam during the game, going, because I was begging for one stop. That was a stressful game too. That was Friday night stress and then Sunday night stress. I'm not gonna take up too much time here. But I was saying, can we at least get Allman or Barron or Amos out here? I kid you not. I was like, can we get Watts out here? We need one stop.
He was literally texting me during the game. He goes, can the Cowboys at least make one stop? Anyway, that's enough about the Cowboys. This is all about the Hornets. Coach, you've done a great job so far.
Thank you.
We're very proud of what the Hornets are doing. You got a well-deserved week off. Not really a real week off, but a week of extra week of preparation going into district. We look forward to it. And with that, folks, that's a wrap for this week's Fifth Quarter Show. Thanks to all the players, coaches, and of course the Hornet fans for tuning in. And until next time, we're going to say Hornet fight never dies. And good night.
And God bless.